help companies with their corporate social responsibility. So if you're a company that really wants to promote the common good, whether that's taking better care of the environment, ensuring your employees' well-being, or doing something to promote human rights or social justice, we'll come in and show you legally how to implement that program. We'll do some strategic planning with you. And the end goal is to help whatever beneficiaries that you are trying to help out, whether it be child trafficking, whether it be racial justice issues, anything related to human rights and social justice that your company wants to be committed to and wants to make an impact. That's where we step in and come help you do that heavy lifting. We don't just want statements, I'll say that. And so if you really are committed to racial justice and pursuing matters that are, within that space, then you do have to do more than just publish a statement. Your consumers are going to want to see that you're doing some actionable steps. How are your employees being treated? Do they have numerous discrimination cases against your company? And if so, that's something that needs to be discussed and worked through. Also, are you supporting any organization that's in this space beyond your company? So again, the statements are great. We appreciate them, but we really want to see more of what you're doing and how really you're committed. And that's where, the Robinson Law Office can come in and help you design a specific plan to make sure that your statement is actually put into action. So what I encourage people to do is to take the time that they need to process this information. And if there's only one cause that you can fully commit yourself and your resources to, pick that one. If it's Breonna Taylor, choose that one. If it's Elijah McClain, choose that one. But the thing, and putting my lawyer hat on, is just work it and stay on it until that case is resolved. I could never represent someone, get up in the middle of the courtroom and say, okay, I'm done. I've had enough. I'm just going to leave. No, I have to see that thing through from start to finish. So if you can if you can take one case and just ride that thing out, great. If you can do more than one, even better. Do what you're able to and don't do anything until you're ready to mentally, physically, spiritually engage in that effort.
You have a master's degree in international human rights law, and I know you have a real heart for human trafficking. Mm-hmm. How can the public help you with that fight?
You know what what I would really appreciate if we could all do, and not just the Black community, but all of us, is if we could really stop glamorizing these lifestyles that promote this type of behavior. In our music, in some aspects of our culture, we really glamorize these dope boys, these pimps that they call themselves, these people that are able to just get money quick and sell drugs, and they're the cool kids, so to speak. And we may inadvertently promote that by listening to their music or supporting them in their messages, even though we don't necessarily support human trafficking. We can all agree that human trafficking is wrong. But when you normalize an aspect of the culture that oppresses people, objectifies them, uses them just for their bodies, and that's okay, that's a problem. This is what is putting money in traffickers' pockets. And it has to stop. It's not okay. There's so many things going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. There's a lot of, a lot of parties and a lot of birthdays are even held at some, adult entertainment clubs. Little do you know that a lot of them are forcing underage girls to work against their will. They're forcing them to perform sex acts. And if they don't reach a certain quota of money every night, they're beaten within an inch of their lives. But that's not what you're going to see on these music videos. That's not what you're really going to hear about. So again, just making yourself more aware of how this certain aspects of the culture can really promote that, and not being a part of that, not normalizing it. Another thing you can do, especially now that we're all in the house, is, tap into some of these online resources. Almost every day there's a webinar about child sex trafficking. There's online courses that you can take about labor trafficking. there's so much information out there, and it's so important to be informed before you can engage. And I'll say that because one of the big myths with human trafficking is that if you see something that you think is off, where you think someone is in danger, that you should immediately go in and stop it. That's absolutely false. 100% false. The reason being is because when you do that, not only do you put yourself in danger, but you're also putting in even more danger the person that you're trying to help. And because of the nature and how human trafficking and sex trafficking plays out, if there's not an exchange of money or there's nothing happening in that transaction, if that person is just seen talking to you, they could get in serious trouble. They're in danger. They're in even more danger. Their family's in danger. And, they may not make it out alive, even though you do, even though you try to call the cops or do something. So again, go to trainings, take advantage of them, know exactly how to engage, what your level of engagement is, and make sure that you're informed before you try to reach out and try to assist anyone that you think may be in danger. So I did start off doing personal injury, and I do still accept those cases. So if you're ever in a car accident or a slip and fall, or you go to a restaurant and there's something in your food that you bite into that shouldn't have been in your food, all of that is under the umbrella of personal injury. So if you do have that type of issue and you're in Georgia and Florida, please reach out to our office so that we can assist you. We also help, we do a bit of estate planning, and right now more than ever, it's so important to make sure that you have your wills in order. You have your advanced healthcare directives in order. You want to handle all of that before it gets too late. Unfortunately, when we're in situations where a loved one is sick or they may be passing away, that's not the time to try to scrap together and figure out who has what document and what they would want. That should already be in place. I know it's not a fun subject to talk about, but trust me, get it done. Talk to a lawyer about it, preferably our office, but talk to any lawyer and get it done. Don't wait until it's too late. My advice is to involve an attorney before you even participate. If you don't personally know an attorney, look for one that's local, look for one that's willing to give you their after hours contact information, and commit their phone number to memory. I know we live in a digital age, we don't memorize numbers anymore, but you should absolutely have at least one attorney's phone number memorized. That should be the first person you call if you are injured, if you are arrested. That one phone call you get to make, that should be to your attorney. And so that's really my biggest advice, is to not wait until you're in the situation to try to figure out what you should do. Plan ahead. Know who you're going to be with. Don't go to these things by yourself. Make sure your phone is charged in case you need to record something or snap pictures. If by any chance, I get creative. I say, you might want to change your Instagram handle to something that's easy to remember, in case you need to yell out to a witness and say, hey, this is my Instagram handle. Look me up and message me. And then that way that person will know if they were able to capture anything on video or photograph, they can send it to your Instagram. So just, really thinking ahead, but being proactive. You're upset about what's going on. You want to protest. So plan accordingly. Plan ahead. Make sure you have one attorney's phone number committed to memory.
And how can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Justice Advisor. You'll know it's our law office because there's a lot of Black Lives Matter information already posted. And our website is thejusticeadvisor.com.